Do you ever feel like you're constantly starting over with your fitness goals, or like you make progress and then something in life just gets in the way and throws you off course again? In this video, I'm going to actually show you how to treat your health and fitness mistakes, flubs, and backsliding moments like it's just learning data that actually helps your fitness journey more than it hurts, so you can finally stop beating yourself up and stopping your journey before it's even gotten to the good parts. You're going to learn how to stop sabotaging progress when life happens, and how to be more consistent with your fitness habits to guarantee that you'll reach your goals and get out of the stop and start cycle that most fall prey to. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Lance, and since 2005, I've helped hundreds upon hundreds of high performing entrepreneurs, creators, and leaders get rid of excess body fat, get stronger than ever, and gain more confidence than they ever thought possible, but without the extremes, obsession, or giving up their life to do it. So if you're anything like I used to be, you might be thinking, well, Lance, if I could just be more disciplined or just stop having so many dang stressful seasons and surprises in my life, I'd finally hit my goals, lose the belly, and get my strength and energy back. But what if it's not any of those things actually keeping you from the confidence, energy, and the toned body that you've been missing? I think it's safe to say the fitness industry, as a general, typically aligns their strategies and values so much more with the world's values over biblical stewardship of our health and bodies. I think you probably agree with that. Most fitness programs and weight loss systems offer these quick fixes, unsustainable strategies, and downright dangerous methods to lose the unwanted body fat and build strength. From harmful chemicals, surgeries, practically starving yourself, and even cutting out entire food groups and crazy amounts of exercise. So, the world's way of getting fit and healthy usually teaches that mistakes are what leads to failure, and perfection and strict rules is pretty much the only way to reach your goals. That even tiny little setbacks mean starting over from the starting point. So, when life happens and you feel off course, instead of just simply realigning your habits with your goals, you start to fall off of some proverbial wagon and you beat yourself up about it. And you feel like you're starting all over at the beginning again. But what if being off course or out of alignment at times is actually part of the learning process? And what if it pretty much guarantees that you'll still reach your destination? I know that sounds crazy, but if you do these three things that I'm about to show you that commercial pilots do to ensure that they land precisely where they're supposed to, you're going to reach every single goal that you set, and you can live by grace instead of perfection in your health and fitness journey. So before I show you what these pilots do, did you know that airplanes are actually off course from their direct destination the majority of their flight time? Some sources say close to 90 to 95% of the flight isn't aligned with their target because of wind, turbulence, and little course hiccups. But here's the wild part. The autopilot and crew just keep making micro adjustments over and over, tiny corrections over and over repeatedly. And you know what? That plane still lands on a dime, exactly where it's supposed to. And depending on who the airline is, sometimes even on time, right? Well, what does this actually tell us? Well, what it actually tells us is that success doesn't come from perfection. You don't need it to get where you want to go. It actually comes from real-time feedback and course correction. So when you actually have a system that's built on longevity and alignment instead of perfection and avoidance, much like a pilot, mistakes actually become feedback. You adjust, you keep moving, and you actually gain momentum. Now, that's how long-term results are actually built, right? Not on guilt, but on realignment. So if you've ever fallen into the perfection and guilt trap, just know that it's not your fault. It's just that your approach was built on sand, not rock, like the word teaches. So after 20 years of coaching, I can tell you building your health and fitness on rock works so much better. So here's what we do. Step one, don't be emotional about the data that you get when you're on your journey. Data is there to help you make progress, not to get you to stop and turn back. You're not a failure because things are out of alignment a bit. So a pilot doesn't freak out when the plane appears to be off course, right? No, they just calmly adjust. Same thing with you. You don't need to spiral into guilt over a missed workout or an untracked meal or a meal that didn't align with your goals, or when you step on the scale and feel like it's not going in the right direction. And it doesn't mean that you're starting over. If you want to get fit and healthy long term, and for this to truly be a lifestyle for you, you've got to stop treating it like you have to do this in the next 90 days and then it's over and back to the old unhealthy ways again. Okay, it's a marathon and not a sprint. So you adjust and then you course correct, all right? You're going to get better and make fewer mistakes the longer you do this. Trust me, it's practice. That's what builds lifelong habits, and you learn what works for you and what doesn't. Keep in mind, we either win or we learn, right? Step 2, you want to glance, adjust, and then just move on. So what I mean by this is you need to use your mistakes or being a bit out of alignment to actually help you determine what you need to do better on. What do you need to do differently? And then you prepare more or you do something differently. For a pilot, the dashboard isn't an obsession. It's a reference point to show them if they're off, or if there's bad weather, what do you do to adjust? It's simple as that. So you don't need to live on the scale, which would be kind of like our proverbial dashboard. You don't need to throw in the towel when you didn't lose noticeable weight that week. You don't need to check the mirror or the scale 24/7 or your measurement or your body composition. You just want to glance at your progress just like the pilot does. Then this way you can notice if you're happy with that based on the work that you've put in. And you can make changes. Now, if you didn't get the results that you wanted, notice what worked, what didn't, and then just make a small tweak and keep going just like the pilot does. You move forward, and next round, it's going to be so much better. No shame, no drama, no starting over, all right? Isn't that good news? This is the same things that the pilot does, even though they get off a line or get out of alignment. They check the data, notice, hey, we're off course a little, and then they realign and keep going forward. There's no emotion about, oh my gosh, I was offline here, or I was out of alignment with our destination. I've got to turn back. Oh, woe is me. So keep in mind also, and this is a big one, you can't be upset about the results that you didn't get for the work that you didn't put in, all right? And those weeks are going to happen where you just put in less effort. So know that if you see less results that week, attribute it to less effort, not that there's something wrong with you or that you need to feel guilty. You just need to know what to do different that next week. No big deal, all right? So here's the cool thing. Much like the word says that his mercies are renewed every morning, you can treat your fitness journey the same way. The beautiful thing about principles and precepts from the Bible is that they are universal. So that means that if something holds true for what the Lord is talking about in a general capacity in life, chances are it's going to be true for anything else you steward over, right? Your family, your business, your career, and your fitness and health journey, just like this, all right? So at the start of every day and week is a brand new one, and you can have renewed mercies and a guilt-free, fresh start to do better than the last one, right? That is absolutely great news, and it takes you out of perfectionism, and it takes you out of legalism, and it takes you out of religiosity, if you will, and it takes you out of all of the I've got to do perfect, otherwise I'm not good. All right. So steps 1 and 2 we've got. Now, step 3 is you've got to keep the destination in mind, and you want to fix your eyes on the journey ahead. All right. Now, we obviously know as Bible believers that this is very similar to how the Lord talks about keeping our eyes on that destination to keep running our race. We don't look to the left and we don't look to the right. We keep going. It's that same thing. So we want to fix your eyes on the journey ahead. Here's the thing. Just because you get off track a day or two, it doesn't mean that you're not going to reach your goals as long as you're still focused on the destination and the flight plan to reach that destination. Okay. So as we kind of mentioned, planes are going to zig and zag and get a bit out of alignment at times, but they're going to still land with precision because there's a system in place. Your health and fitness journey is no different at all. What matters most is that you have a very clear destination and that you're actually looking at daily, and a mindset that's rooted in stewardship and practicing on getting better at daily habits, not perfectionism, not expediting your weight loss as quickly as you can so that you can just get out of this. If that's the way you've done it before, my question is, have you ever regained what you lost? If so, maybe try it this way. All right. That's how you get out of the yo-yo fitness routine for good that most people are struggling with for life. You're not struggling to get in shape and stay in shape because you lack discipline or because you lack willpower. All right. You've just never had a science-backed system that fits your busy life and values, honors your faith, and frees you to live joyfully and have a permanent transformation instead of what I call a temporary makeover. Now, you are a work in progress, made whole through Christ. And if you want your health and fitness to be built on rock instead of sand, so you stay fit and healthy no matter what life throws at you, well, you're probably going to want to do things that align with the word more than the world's ways of chasing vanity metrics, instant gratification, and unhealthy methods to look better, right? All right. Thanks so much, guys. I really hope that this video has helped you and it helps you to do just this, where you get out of the rat race, the yo-yo weight loss, the yo-yo fitness, and finally step into a permanent, biblically aligned transformation. Thanks so much. I'll see you on the next one.